Alright everybody, I'm back and I've got things set up here to get going on our Aztec painting today. You can see we've got the secondary hull off the stand and turned upside down now, and a little bit of preliminary masking done. We're going to be doing the belly section of the model first here, like I mentioned, with our Aztec paneling. And I'm getting ready to go. I'll take you through a little bit of what we're working with here today. You can see here that we have the Orbital Drydock masking set, and I'll talk a little bit about what this comes with. You've got this nice squeegee tool here that you use to apply the clear transfer tape, which is these sheets right here, and you basically lay these down on top of the masks once you've cut them out, squeegee that down and lift that off and apply that to the model and squeegee it and then lift the clear, and then you've got the masks in place on the model and you can start individually removing masks and doing your painting. It does come with this nice set here for doing the registry number on the top of the saucer, and the instructions are available for this at Brett's website at orbitaldrydock.com. That's www.orbitaldrydock.com. I'll put the link on the screen here for you. You can see I'm using this as a reference here as where to get started. Now over here on the right, I'm using the Trek Modeler Enterprise Refit Painting Guide that's available through trekmodeler.com. And you can see we've got a nice color reference here. This area represents the back towards the rear of the fantail and working our way towards the front. We're going to start off with our gold colors first, guys. So we're going to place this mask on the model and just remove these sections here that are the gold. And you can see I've got this piece of wax paper laying down on my surface here, because what we're going to be doing is as we pull each mask, we're going to stick that on our wax paper and try and preserve it so that we can place it back on the model again when we're done painting, to mask off that area so that we don't get overspray when we go to do our next color here, like our green and blue and red. Now, talking about this masking set again, now this is referred to as the 5-color masking set, and that's a little bit of a misnomer because you're actually only painting on 4 different pearlescent iridescent colors, which are blue, red, green, and gold. Maybe what they mean by 5 colors is that you count the 5th color as the color of the basic hull, which is an off-white on this particular model. So I just kind of thought I'd clear that up a little bit. So what we're going to be doing is getting going here. You can see I've got all my supplies lined up that we'll be using for tools. We'll be using our hobby knife, our tweezers, a little toothpick here that I've dulled the tip down on it slightly to be lifting our masks and placing our masks and things like that. Also, I'll be using my, this is very important here, my Magnification Visor. I'll be placing this on. You guys won't see me wearing it, but it really helps you guys out a lot for working with small little things like this and doing tedious little work where you've got to really see it clearly. Now here are our paints that we're going to be using, guys. These are available from MackenzieTaxidermySupply.com. A lot of you guys have asked me about these. Now, originally back when I did my refit, I used my own paints that I've been using here from the Speedsecker line, which I was calling Cosmic Colors. But these paints are actually superior to what I was using. These are actually for taxidermy work, and if you think about it, you know, the beautiful rainbow effects that you see painted on mounted fish and things like that. Now these are available in different sizes. I chose the 4-ounce bottles because they are more than enough to do several of these models. These are lacquer based. They come pre-thinned and ready to spray. So we've got our 4 basic colors here. We've got our iridescent blue, our iridescent red, our iridescent green, and our iridescent gold. And so basically just straight out of the bottle. And I will mention that if these have been sitting for a little while, or each time you use these, you want to really stir them and shake them up very, very well, because the pigments tend to settle in the bottom of these bottles and you'll get nothing but metallic, and the actual colors won't come through for you. So you'll be spraying away and you'll be wondering why you're not getting any color coming out of that. So it's very important each time you use one of these to shake and stir very well. Actually stick something down in the bottom of the bottle and start stirring to make sure you lift all that sediment out of there and get it all mixed up to where when you shake the bottle you don't see it in there anymore and it's ready to go. And that's a very important step with this stuff. So okay guys, what we're going to do now is I'll get the camera over onto the tripod and we're going to start applying our mask here and get everything prepared, and we'll do our gold colors first. So I'll be right back with that. Stay tuned, everyone. Okay everybody, well we're back with you again, and you can see what I've done here now is I've applied the mask onto the model, basically using our little tape transfer method like we explained there. I'll show you the little piece that's left over here. You know, we just had this down in there like this, and we just squeegee this on here. And then I carefully went in and removed some of the areas that I'm going to be doing in gold here. Now I found out that these patterns on these masks don't exactly match perfectly the pattern that we've got here on our guide from our Trek modeler, so we're just going to do a close approximation to that, get them in generally the same area. And I don't think it's ever really going to be ever known, guys, that what the exact perfect patterns were on the model. There might be some old photographs of that or anything, but you know, you can get a really nice approximation of this, and it's going to look beautiful. So let's go ahead and start spraying here. I've got my pressure set very low. I've got my gold iridescent loaded up in my gun here, and I'm just going to spray this on nice and even. Now, one of the tricks to spraying this iridescent paint on, guys, is that it's almost invisible when you spray it on. So a little tip I want to give you is that when you're spraying this on, you want to look at your masks, and looking at the masks and the overspray that you're getting on them will tell you the amount of coverage that you're getting on your paint job here, and you want to make sure you get enough. Okay, so that's one thing you want to look for. So let me do a little test shot here, and we're looking good with our flow, so let's go ahead and spray this on. You just want to spray it on nice and even. Again, what I'm doing is I'm looking at the edges of the masks to see that I've got my my paint going on. Because when it's on the model, you can almost barely see it. This gold color shows up pretty good. Some of the other colors don't show up as well. Okay. Now I've got my little heat gun here. And as I usually do, that you guys usually see me using this thing, I'm going to dry these really quick. Again, not getting too close to it. This stuff dries really fast. But again, it's delicate paint, so you don't want to be, you know, gouging or picking at it too much. So what we're going to do here, guys, is we're going to let this dry for just a little bit. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and I'm going to mask off. Now I've already made a little bit of mistake here, guys. I want to point this out. I didn't save my masks when I peeled them off. I was used to doing the old version where we just kind of overlapped. And I didn't save my masks and stick them on the wax paper here. So I'm going to be able to fix this by just using some masking tape and going over this for now. But we want to make sure that we keep using and reusing these masks. So just kind of pay attention to that. But we'll be right back, guys. We'll have this dried a little bit, and we'll come back and show you going with the second color here, which is going to be our blue areas. We'll be right back with that. Alright, we're back again, everyone, and we're ready to go with our blue color now, so let's go ahead and knock that out. I've got one up here in the front that I've got to lift up this masking tape and redo, because like I mentioned, we threw away our masks here. That was a little bit of a mistake, but let's go ahead and knock this out. And you can see that blue spray's on, not quite, it doesn't show up quite as much as the gold does, so we want to be careful with this. I've got to put one more mask down on this, guys. I can see I missed a spot here. And just take your time with this and just kind of, you can be a little bit creative on your own with this too. Like I mentioned, it doesn't have to be exact, but you want to get a good representation of these colors. And this will look just absolutely beautiful when you're done, guys, trust me. We want to make sure we've got a little bit of a curve here, so we want to make sure we go over both edges really good. Okay, I can see by my masks that I've got some nice even coverage on this. And now I'm going to dry things off again here real quick. Okay, now we're going to lift up these masks here towards the front, because we've actually got an area here on the front that we want to do. And I was afraid of that. I'm going to have my masks sticking to my tape here. So let me see if I can roll these off. There we go. Alright, we've preserved that. And we're going to go a little bit farther forward here, and we've got one little blue line towards the front that we need to do. So we're just going to slide our tape off here and get that one laid down. I believe we're going to go with this one right here in the center, guys. You want to be really careful with these tweezers so that you don't scrape your paint. You know, don't want to put any scratches. And again, this is fragile until we get a... I'll be top coating this with some Future after we're all done. I found that works really nice for this Aztecs. It preserves the beautiful iridescent effect, and puts a little bit of a gloss on there, which we did see on the Enterprise refit. So, but until we get this all sealed up, guys, it's a little bit delicate, so you want to be careful. Okay, let's go ahead and pull our big mask back down here so we don't get any overspray on that. Again, I've got plenty of this 3M tape handy right at my side here in different sizes, so I can do this real quick. Okay, let's dust this down. Okay, that looks great. That's stuck on us here, guys. Let me go ahead and fix that. Again, this can be a little bit tedious. Take your time with it. And again, as I mentioned there, guys, I made a little mistake here with these masks, and I wouldn't be having this trouble if I had saved these masks and reapplied them like the instructions tell you to do. But we'll make sure we don't make that mistake here in the future. Okay, guys, well, it's time to change colors again. We're going to go to our green now. Alright, everyone, my apologies. It seems my battery died about halfway through that last segment right there, but what we've done now is we've gone and we've switched over to our green color, and I'm starting to lay some of these down. I'm finding that it was some of these basic patterns here that it's a little easier for me to do, just to mask these off with some regular masking tape and go over these. Let's show you how this is looking. Okay, we've got that green one laid down on there, and we're going to kind of look at our pattern here. Let's go ahead and go with... we've got one right towards the rear here that we're going to do. Got some green here right in the corners. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and mask off this adjacent panel here. Actually, what we've got there is we've got one on the center. Let me see if this is separated. I believe it is. It's awful hard to see the lines on these masks. There we go. We've got a perfect pattern there in the back for our green. Let's go ahead and do those. Alright, try this really quick. And things are looking good here. Let's see, we've got another green one right here. This kind of guy that goes across right here. I'm just going to lift this mask. Okay. Again, you can kind of, you get a general idea from Brett on these instructions how to do this, but you can kind of incorporate some of your own methods here. And I'm finding, like I said, that this is working out really well for me here. We're getting our general results here with what we want to achieve, and just going about it a little bit different way. Okay, let me go ahead and lift these off here towards the front. Okay. Now we're kind of learning as we go, like I mentioned here, guys. Now one thing I probably should have done here is the circles that we just had there. We probably wanted to shoot those first and put the masks back down on them, and we would have been able to have a little bit easier time of it here. But now what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to cut out some circles and use them as a mask from the inside out, which is going to be a little bit more difficult, but we'll figure it out how to get that done. Okay, we've lifted those off of there. And so, you just kind of have to learn as you go a little bit here and work your way through this, but it's coming out very, very well. Let me go off camera here for a second, guys, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on creating these circle masks, these little ones here, because we're supposed to be painting some red in that area. Get that guy to lift up off of there for me. There we go. Okay, so then we'll come back with that and we'll spray that down. We're going to be switching to our red color here next. So let's go ahead and remove the rest of these masks. And you can already see how our beautiful pattern is starting to take shape here, guys. This is going to look gorgeous. I'm just making sure that I don't lift up these masks with my tape right now. And we've got some white colors that are showing in between these anyway, so we're fine with that. Okay, guys, just for the heck of it here, I think what I'm going to do is, again, adding my own little touch to this. I think I'm going to go ahead and spray this center section here with a little bit of our green while we have that ready. Why not, huh? It'll look cool. I'm going to save a couple of these shapes here over on my wax paper. Let's just lay down some quick masking tape on this. And this appears to be off center a little bit. Let me see if there's some more of this mask that comes off here, actually. I think it does. There we go. Now we've got a symmetrical shape there. Let's go ahead and dust some paint on this. Beautiful. Okay, now we can pull this free. Save this little shape that's stuck to our mask here. Okay, got that saved, and let's put this one back off here. Alright, this is looking really beautiful, guys. I'm not sure how well it's showing up for you, but we'll tilt the camera here when we're finished up and show you how this beautiful pattern came out for us. We've got a little bit of section here in the rear that I'm kind of determining what I want to do with this. Let me see, we've got a mask that can come off here. Let me see if I want to do this one in green as well. I think maybe we will. Okay, yeah, again, I'm trying to be really delicate with my tweezers here so I don't scratch anything. And so far, so good with that. Okay, mask this off real quick, and we'll get a nice little kind of a double pattern on here that I think will look nice. Does look nice. I really like that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and remove this mask here now. These are all cut up into small segments here. Again, it can be very hard to see on this film when there's actual cuts in this. Oh, this is in several sections here. What I'm going to do basically is I'm going to make up the difference here, and I'm going to add a line in going across in our red, so we don't have just a plain open white space here, and that will make up the difference for that. Okay, so let me just run a couple pieces of tape across this here. Okay, and let's kind of look up here in the front and see what we want to do. We've got one red one here up in the front, so let's mask that. Okay guys, there we go, we've got that ready to go. So what I'll do now is I'm going to go back and let me cover this area here too. I'm going to go back and change my color, and we'll come back again and go with our red. Be right back, guys. Alright everyone, I'm back and set up, and I've got my red ready to go, so let's dust these down here really quick. Alright, perfect. Alright everybody, that's looking pretty good. We can go ahead and lift these masks off now. And what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to go back and make up my circle masks that I need to make for this little area we're going to do here in the front in red. And that's going to take me just a second. Let me go ahead and get these masks removed here. Okay, and I think what I'm going to do here is have a little bit of fun, and we're going to do one more red guy right here crossed, and what we'll do is we'll change up the shape here just a little bit, and we will mask off this little edge. Again, when I talked to Paul Olson about how he painted this model originally, the studio model, he just kind of went at random. He got a general idea of how he wanted, you know, the general pattern that he wanted to do, but he just kind of went at random and added his colors on here, what he thought looked good and things like that. And that's kind of what you can do with this. Just as long as you know, stay with the general pattern and idea of how this is laid out, you can do that and it'll come out just fine for you. And Paul actually, in talking about it, mentioned that he probably wouldn't be able to recreate the paint job today if he had to, because again, it was at random and things like that, and you know, that's just kind of how it went. And as we know, it was a beautiful work of art. Okay, we've got all this done here now. So what we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to come back and actually we've got these little pieces right here in the corner that need to be done in red. So let's do those while we're at it, shall we? Remove these masks first. And we'll just do some creative taping here. I have to do one at a time. Hit this one first. Put that one on there. Beautiful. Love it. Alright, pull the rest of this off. And the good thing is I haven't seen any of our paint lift or anything like that. It's looking really nice. So, as I mentioned, guys, I'm going to right now work on these little masks for our circles right here, and we're going to come back and do those, and then we'll be done with this section here, and we'll move on to our forward area. We got a little bit further we got to go ahead. I've got the second mask ready to go here, so we'll be back with that in just a second, everybody. Okay, guys, well, using a little bit of ingenuity here, I was able to come up with a mask for our circle there, and you can see that this is actually a leftover mask from my Orbital Drydock set for my TOS 350, and I use these little round masks for some of the windows on that model, and I saved that. So I just cut out the border around it and laid that down on there, and we've got a perfect inside circle for us. So let's go ahead and hit this with our red. Make sure we're getting a good clean spray here. Okay. And we should be able to lift this up and transfer it over to our next circle. Carefully lift it off there with my tweezers here. Bit off. Let's readjust it here just a little bit. Striving for perfection here, folks. Give me just a second. Okay, got that. Now we can reapply our surrounding mask here. Seems like a lot for just one little thing, but hey, we want to make this look nice. Okay. Beautiful. All right. Alright, we've got our perfect little red circles on there, so I'm really happy with that. Okay guys, what I'll do now is I'm going to reset here, and I'm going to get ready, and we're going to put our forward area on here and get this mask all set up and get ready to spray that one. We'll be back with that in just a second, everybody. Okay, we're set up one more time here, guys. We're going to do our gold here at the front. Let's go ahead and lay that down. Make sure we don't have any garbage on our model here. Got a little black spot there, but that's just a little bit of stuff in the paint. We're not going to worry about that. Okay, we've got the stripe here. What I decided to do is go back and do a little bit more detail here at the rear. So we've got this little one here. And we'll dry this and lift our mask and do the one right next to it. This little guy right here, right next to it. Okay, I like that. I added a nice little touch on there. Let's go ahead and do one right here in the center too. There's a little bit of an open spot. Again, getting a little creative here. Nothing wrong with that. Just going to make our own little shape right there. Might as well while we've got our gold out here. Sure we're staying symmetrical there. Looking good. And that looked good. I like how that added a nice little touch on that. Okay, and let's go go ahead and lift our big mask here in the center and see how that looks. Okay, things are looking really good here, guys. Now we've got a little bit of a pattern up here in the front. I'm going to have to try and save. Stuck to our tape again here. So I'm going to come across with this from the other side here, guys. Okay, let's go ahead and remove this one right here. And let's see, what else do we want to have fun with here? Get some blue on that one. And just kind of mixing things up a little bit. Well, before I do anything further, let's go ahead and do a little bit of gold on this one that I've revealed. These two little guys I've revealed here. That'll look pretty nice. It's kind of hard to remember which ones you did. And Brett has an actual system here on his that he recommends that you take a colored marker, you bring all 4 different colors, and you mark these as you go, and that way you can kind of remember what colors you laid down. I think we're going to go with it, guys. I think it's looking pretty good here. This one here in the center I like. I think that'll look nice. Like that. And we do want a little bit of white in this, guys. I mean, it's not all Aztec panels. As you can see, there's some separation in between some of them and things like that. So we don't want to get too carried away here. And of course, our little phaser bake panels here on the bottom will be painted with that kind of mustard color that we saw on the studio model. All right, we've got some great shapes going on here, guys. I think I'm going to do one more little section here that I can make myself, because we've got kind of a little open area here, so I'm just going to mask this off and make my own little kind of shape in there. Again, just have a little bit of fun. I think I'm going to do that one in blue, guys, so let me switch my paint here real quick. Just take me a second. Okay, we're ready to go here, and we'll lay down this little panel of blue. And then we can pull our masks here and look at the fruits of our labors here, guys. Oh, I like it. It's beautiful, guys. Let me tilt this in the light here for you. Hopefully you guys will be able to see it. Back up with the camera just a little bit. Alright, we can get this tilted just right here for you. Now you can see the beautiful job we did on this, guys. This is really nice. You can see, and it'll show up even better once we do our work with our put a little bit of future over the top of this. It will just jump right out. I'm kind of off center here a little bit, guys, but hopefully tilting this in the camera for you here, you can see these different colors coming through for you. Again, iridescent paints being what they are, they turn on and turn off, but I'm really happy with this, guys, and I'll actually take some still pictures of this in a little while and post them over at Sci-Fi Model Action or something like that. But okay, guys, that's going to be a wrap for today's episode. I'm really happy with how things are coming out. We're going to be back in the next episode where we're going to start working our little overlap here. We've got a little section here that wraps around here and then goes over to the side by the Arboretum windows, which is done in mostly gold. It's just kind of a brick pattern. And we'll be doing that one in the next video update, guys. So there's a look at working with the Aztec masks from Orbital Drydock and some of our iridescent paints. And this is turning out just beautiful, guys. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. We'll see you next time for an update again. That will be part number 13. So see you then, guys. Take care and happy modeling, everyone.